Hi everybody, so this is going to be a review of the Matte Ador eyeshadow palette from the Balm. I'm super excited to give you this review because if you've watched my channel at all, or if you don't know, I love the Balm. The Balm is everything. I have almost everything that they make. So I'm a little obsessed, and maybe I'm a little biased, but let's be honest, all of their products are really awesome if you've ever tried them. So this is the palette. It comes in a little sleeve, which is exactly what the palette looks like front and back, but that's not important. This is what the palette looks like on the front. And yes, this is a vegan eyeshadow palette for those of you that, you know, have a hard time finding that. That's really awesome that they did that. I'm a vegetarian. I've been a vegetarian for the past 13 years. It's real vegetarian, not like, oh, I eat fish sometimes. No meat whatsoever. I don't even eat marshmallows, kind of vegetarian. So I enjoy that they made this a vegan palette. I can't say that I normally like look for that. I'm not that perfect of a vegetarian, but I do enjoy it. And it's better, you know, products, I'm sure, for your eyes, I'm assuming. Anyways, let's look at the palette a bit more up close. So on the front of the palette, it has a couple of cute little things on it. It says, absolutely adorable, no bull, vegan, and daring and dramatic. So I think it's cute. And on the back, it has the ingredient list, and it also has a couple of details about Matte Ador. His height is 6'2", his eye color is blue, and his occupation is eyeshadow palette. How cute is that? Enjoys long walks on the beach, creamy eyeshadows, and fabulous liners. When you open up the palette, it comes with a pretty decent sized mirror. And this is like a legit mirror. This isn't kind of like a funhouse kind of mirror. This is a good mirror. And then you have the beautiful eyeshadows here. So the eyeshadows are fairly neutral. They're a little bit warm, like this color right here. Is very warm, and so is this one. So you can see the color scheme is kind of mostly like a warm, neutral color scheme. Like we have our kind of cooler colors down here and a little bit warmer colors up here. These eyeshadow pans are fairly large. I don't exactly know what the breakdown is, but I know you definitely get a lot of product. I have so many eyeshadow palettes from the Balm, and I've never broken pan, but you know, that's just me. I don't use eyeshadow like every single day, but I say these are definitely decently sized. Like they're definitely bigger than a MAC eyeshadow, if that makes, you know, it gives you kind of like a size comparison. So I turned down my lights a little bit so you can see the eyeshadows better. From left to right, we have Matte Russo, and this is a warm pinky brown. In the middle we have Matte Barnard, a soft matte brown. Matte Munoz, which is a light matte pink. Then we have from left to right Matte Jones, which is a warm kind of yellowish brown. Not really yellow, but like kind of like in that warmness of brown. And then Matte Williams in the middle, which is a dark matte brown. And then Matte Johansen. This is a nude brown, a nude kind of color, like it's like almost white essentially. Then we have Matte Soto, which is a dark hunter green. In the middle we have Matte Borsky, which is a matte navy blue, and Matte Lee, which is a matte black. So overall, I'm definitely impressed with the color combination. I think you can come up with a lot of cute looks with it. I'm gonna go ahead and show you a comparison of the other matte nude palettes so you can see what they look like compared to this palette. So these are the other Matte palettes. We got Matte Trimony and Matte Nude. So this one is Matte Ador, and this one is Matte Trimony. I hope you can see that the colors are pretty different in this palette. I mean, to me, they're completely different. So I wouldn't worry about, you know, if you already have Matte Trimony, thinking it's gonna be exactly the same colors. Matte Trimony has more like purpley colors, and Matte Ador is just like more brown, neutral colors. It's hard, honestly, it's hard for me to tell if a palette's like neutral or cool or warm. I'm not sure. I think that Matte Trimony is a little bit more cool toned, and Matte Ador is a little bit more warm tone / neutral, just in my opinion. So this one is the Meet Matte Nude, and this is Meet Matte Ador. I'd say these are a little bit more similar to each other than the Meet Matte Trimony. So there's a brown in here that looks almost identical. So Matt Garcia, which is the top middle brown, and Matt Williams, which is the exact middle shade on the Meet Matte Ador palette. They look almost the same color to me, honestly. Like, I don't see much of a difference. So that's a little bit, you know, of a coincidence there. But I mean, other than that, like, there's no other colors in these two palettes that are exactly the same. I'd say they're different enough for me personally that I would purchase both just because I'm the balm fanatic, but I would say they're a little bit more similar to each other than the Meet Matte Trimony. I think these are two completely different palettes, and I think these two are just a little bit on the similar side. So I actually used this eyeshadow palette today on my eyelids, and I'll definitely tell you where I place each color as I go along with the swatches, which I'll get into right now. So first we have Matte Russo, and I don't have anything on my hands in terms of primer or anything, just bare skin. So this is what that color looks swatched on the back of my hand. Now I know it doesn't look like much. I turned off my light because I don't know if it was like interfering with like looking at the swatches, but it is pretty decently pigmented to me. Wouldn't say it's opaque, but it definitely feels very creamy, and I use it today. I use this to blend out my eyeshadows. Like, I use this like right in this area right here, and I really liked it. I didn't have any problems with it, so honestly I like this color. Next I'm swatching Matte Barnard. So hopefully you can tell what that color looks like. Definitely very light brown. I feel like this is a little bit more pigmented than the first color, Matte Russo. And this is what the color looks like with the light off, just so you can see the difference. Next I'm taking Matte Munoz. I have to say, for a matte pink, this definitely shows up pretty well on the skin. And this is what it looks like with the lights off. I used this today as well on my lid. So I placed that on the middle part of the eye, the light pink. And for Matte Barnard, I blended that all into the crease area. Next I'm taking Matte Jones. And there we have Matte Jones. I also really love this color. I use this on the inner corner of the eye, well no, sorry, the outer corner of the eye, but I blended a little bit of the black, so you might not be able to see it very well. But these colors are really smooth and creamy feeling, like they're not powdery or chalky. And I think that that color showed up decently well. Next I'm doing Matte Williams. So Matte Williams, out of all the colors I've tried so far, is a little bit sheer, I think. Not super sheer, but just like not as pigmented as I was hoping it would be. And it's a little bit more of a drier consistency. I don't really have a problem with this color. I use it today and I really like how it turned out, but I will say compared to the other shadows, it's a little bit less buttery and a little bit more sheer. I just wanted to show you, again with the lights off, what these colors look like. Next I'm doing Matte Johansen. I really like this color. This color is super pigmented, and honestly when I was using it on my brow bone, I had to like blend it down a little bit because it was a lot of pigment. I didn't want it to be so bright, the brow bone. But you know, it's perfect if you use a light hand. I really enjoy this color. Next is Matte Soto. So Matte Soto is kind of like a warm hunter green looking color. This color seems to be a little bit more sheer for me. I thought it was going to be a little bit more pigmented, and I think it would actually look a lot better on a primer, but in terms of just like on a dry swatch, it's a little bit sheer. It still feels smooth, but it's not, I wouldn't say it's super opaque pigmentation. Next is Matte Borsky, that navy blue. So we can tell that Matte Borsky is definitely a lot more opaque in its pigmentation compared to Matte Soto. This is definitely a very pigmented color, in your face kind of blue, and it you know, it just felt very nice and buttery. All of them pretty much have felt very smooth. And then the last color is Matte Lee. So Matte Lee kind of comes across to me as a charcoaly black. It's not like a super dark, like Vanta black. And I'm okay with that. I honestly don't like when blacks are super pigmented. Don't hate me. I just don't like it because it's harder to blend when they're just so, I don't know, opaque. You have to like use a really light hand, which is fine, but I just rather it be more of like a black like this. But if you're looking for a black like that, you know, this palette, like, this particular black isn't like super pigmented black. Although I have a feeling if you use a primer with this eyeshadow, it's definitely gonna be a little bit more pigmented. And these are how the shadows look without that blaring light. Hopefully you can see the pigmentation a little bit better. So personally, I'm very happy with the pigmentation of this palette. I have really minimal to no complaints. It worked for me. I was able to do a really nice look today with them. So I'm happy. I really like this palette. You know, these shadows, like, they really do good mattes, like the Balm. They're not chalky or powdery. They're just really nice and creamy. And overall, I think, you know, I think these are really awesome colors. So I give this palette an A+. Now, if I had to pick out of the 3 Meet Matte Nude palettes, which one is my absolute favorite, it would be a very hard choice, I have to say, but I think I'd probably pick the Matte Trimony, just in case like you've never bought any of these before and you want to know which one you should get. I really love Matte Trimony. I love these colors. They're just so beautiful. You can make really romantic, pretty, girly looks with these, and I just really like it. I actually used this palette for a wedding I went to recently, and everybody liked my eyeshadow, so I really love this palette. It's definitely my favorite out of the 3, but just like a slight lead. The other 2 are also very beautiful. I have a tutorial on this palette that I'll go ahead and link in the description below if you want to check it out. I always get comments on that tutorial that it's like really easy, and people always get compliments on that look. And it's not me, it's the eyeshadows. Let me tell you, the eyeshadows do all the work. But overall, I'm impressed with this palette. I really like it. The Balm is just a great brand. Where can you buy it? Well, I bought mine off of thebalm.com. You can also get, I don't know this particular palette you can get off of Amazon, but I know the other ones are on Amazon. And I think sometimes I think they sell the Balm at Kohl's. So this might already be on Kohls.com. Who knows? Maybe we'll find out. So thank you so much for watching my review. If you are interested in seeing this eyeshadow look, as soon as I have it posted, I will link it so you can check it out. But honestly, I think that this eyeshadow palette gave me a pretty beautiful look, I have to say. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.